In this video, we will cover controlling design options in linked Revit models and using design options. Design options allow you to model various design alternatives in a single Revit project. Typically, architects use design options on a regular basis, and for that reason, it's important to understand how to control design options in a linked architectural model. Let's take a look at how this works. In this linked Revit model, there is a design option set with 3 design options. I'll type VV to open the Visibility Graphic Overrides dialog, and then switch to the Revit Links tab. For the architectural link, I'll select By Host View to open the RVT Link Display Settings dialog. As you can see, there is a Design Options tab. When Design Options are enabled, there's a Design Options tab in the Visibility Graphic Overrides dialog. And similarly, when you have a linked Revit model, there's a Design Options tab in this dialog. I'll select Custom and then switch to the Design Options tab. And I will select Custom here as well. In the Design Options Set column, you can see any of the design option sets that have been added to the link. And then in the Design Option column, you can choose the design option that you want to display in this view. For example, I'll select Option 2 and then click OK, and then click OK again. Now you can see an additional room that has been added in the linked architectural model. So, if you are working with an architect that is using design options, it's important that you communicate with them to understand which design option they are using if they're still using design options when it comes to the MEP consultant being brought on to the project. In some cases, they may want you to also model maybe a lighting layout in their design options. So we'll take a look at how that works in the host model as well. Switch to the Manage ribbon, and then in the Design Options panel, you can see the Design Options tools. Click Design Options to open the Design Options dialog. Here you can create new option sets and new design options. Under Option Set, I'll click New to create a new option set. And then in a set, you can create multiple design options. Under Option, I'll click New twice so that we have 3 design options to match the linked architectural model. Once you have different options, you can choose to make one a primary, and then you can accept the primary for the option set to make that the main model. For this example, I'll select Option 2, and then under Edit, I'll click Edit Selected. And then I'll close the Design Options dialog. At this point, everything on the screen has become dimmed, and I'm currently working on Option 2, which is the active design option. Additionally, I cannot select other model elements. I can select some of the view-specific elements such as tags, but I can't select any of the others because active only is selected. If you deselect active only, then you can select other elements. I'll select a lighting fixture and then select Create Similar. And we can place a few lighting fixtures here in this new room to show how this works. And we'll copy it one more time just to create a quick little layout here. And so now I've added these lighting fixtures to Option 2. Now if I switch to Option 3, those lighting fixtures go away because they are a part of Design Option 2. If I wish, I can go to Option 2 and I can copy these to the clipboard. And then I can go to Option 3 And on the Modify ribbon in the Clipboard panel, I can select Paste and do it Align to Same Place and paste them in this design option. And then I can make modifications to this layout. Obviously right now I'm just doing a simple layout, which is probably not what would be done. It doesn't match a real-world layout, but just to demonstrate the design options. And then you could switch back and forth between them. You could even use different types to show, once again, just to model varying lighting layouts. Okay, let's go back to the Design Options dialog, and I can do that by clicking Design Options in the status bar. Be aware that you can also, first off, we need to finish editing, so I'll click Finish Editing. And then if I wanted to, I could select an option and I could duplicate it. And then I'll also rename it, and we'll rename this one Option 4, and I'll click OK. And then we'll edit Option 4. And as you can see, that's another way to copy elements into another design option and then make modifications to those. Back on the Manage ribbon in the Design Options panel, you can also control the active design option. And if you wanted to add additional elements to your design option, you could deselect Active Only, and then I'll select another lighting fixture, and then we could add it to the design option set if we wanted it to be a part of the design option. So that's a high-level overview of design options, and typically they're not used much on the MEP side because of their lack of functionality with systems, but they may be needed to model lighting layouts for various design options that the architect may have. But if I go back to the Design Options dialog, I can select an option, and first I got to finish editing the option, and then I can select an option and I can make it the primary, and then in the option set I can accept the primary, and what this is going to do is, as you can see, it's deleting an option set and it's causing all of the secondary options and associated elements to be deleted. So I'll click Yes and then click Close, and now that design option becomes part of the main model. So once again, it's important that you know how to control it in a linked Revit model, and then it's also important that you understand the basic functionality of how design options work.